Hi, this is Brad Wardell, and I'm going to show you some of the cool stuff about the new Sins Diplomacy here. As you can see, it has a little bit of a different UI, but what makes Sins Diplomacy special for Sins of Solar Empire players is that it really expands the way you can play the game. So let me give you a few examples here. I'm going to go multiplayer, and I'm going to do a local game here. And one of the things we're going to do is we're adding a bunch of new maps here, and I'll show you one of the examples. So here's Nemesis. And I'll throw in some AI players. Now, in terms of for people who have played the game single player, one of the things that has been added is that there's now new AI options. So before unfair was as high as you could go, but now there's cruel, vicious AI levels that just if you really are into having some pain, now you can have that. Another thing you can do in game options is that before fast was as fast as you could go, some people have wished that Sins of a Solar Empire had a little bit faster pacing. So a lot of work has gone into making it so that you can do this faster speed without it slowing down the game or without it messing up the game experience, creating all sorts of desyncs and that kind of thing. So that's a couple of the quick areas there. Now, once I get into the game here, some of the other things that are really cool. So this is obviously the beta, and it's still subject to change. But you also have a new technology tree, and so what's called on this side, it's called called manipulation, and the effect is that you can now build these what are called envoy ships. You can send out to build up treaties with other players, improve your relations with them, get packs going that make your ships better, get you more money, and that kind of thing. It's very cool, and essentially it gives an opportunity for a player who doesn't want to just simply crank out the biggest military to be able to be competitive in the game. Now, one of the things I really like is that you can now see the relations between every player. So this is me. I put my mouse over a player, and I can see why my relations are with someone. It's kind of like in Civilization 4, where you can now see the points you get or don't get in each category. So like race relations, or obviously military actions against them, my military strength versus someone, missions I've accomplished, envoys, and all kinds of other things. Once you do that, if you get far enough into it, you can start to do things like for example, giving money, you'll be able to see your relations go up. That's pretty obvious. But you can do things like manage packs. And there's a whole bunch of different packs here that are very cool. To everything from technology packs to phase drives make ships go faster, to getting trade, resources, and all kinds of other things. Very, very handy. One of my favorite features on this is that you can now offer missions to the AI. And I don't have the tech here, but the way it works is literally you say, do this, and if you do that, if you do this for me, like go attack this player, I'll give you this much money. And I find this extremely useful, especially in multiplayer. So I can go and get two of the AI players to kind of go harass one of my opponents, and they don't even know I did anything. So it's very sweet. Of course, you can offer it to human players too. I mean, but if you're in a single player, it's very cool, and in multiplayer, it comes into play as well. So these are just a few of the features that make diplomacy, I think, extremely compelling and very worthwhile for players. So we'll be doing other demos where we show some of the cool features of the Envoy ships and lots of the effects and the cool battles and that kind of thing. But for now, I hope this gives you a quick overview. Sins of a Solar Empire Diplomacy is the second micro expansion for Sins of a Solar Empire. You need to have entrenchment already installed to make use of this, since this builds onto it. So again, this is Brad Wardell, and visit us at www.sinsofasolaempire.com.